We are following breaking news. The jury says it has reached a verdict in the Harvey Weinstein rape trial. Let's go right now to Mike Wagenheim live from the courthouse there in New York City. Mike, the jury has found him guilty following 5 days of deliberations. What do we know about these counts?
We know Harvey Weinstein has been found guilty on 2 counts, the most serious charges against him, 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, which could have sent him to prison for life. He has been found not guilty of those 2 most serious charges. Those charges incorporated the testimony of former Sopranos actress Annabella Sciorra, together with the other 2 main accusers in this case, former production assistant Miriam Haley and an unidentified accuser who was in a long-standing, otherwise consensual relationship with Weinstein. So those 2 most serious charges, not guilty is the verdict. However, Weinstein has been convicted on 2 other charges, including criminal sexual assault against Haley, which carries a sentence of 5 to 25 years. He has also been convicted of 3rd-degree, not 1st-degree rape, but 3rd-degree rape of that unidentified accuser, which carries a sentence anywhere from probation to 4 years in prison. There were 5 counts against Weinstein. He could be convicted of a maximum of 2 of those. According to the verdict sheet, he has been convicted of 2 charges, not the most serious on the list, but criminal sexual assault against Miriam Haley, the former production assistant, who says that Weinstein forced oral sex on her in a hotel room in 2005. He's also been convicted of 3rd-degree rape against that unidentified accuser. 3rd-degree rape means a lack of consent, and again, the penalty for that is probation to 4 years in prison.
You mentioned guilty of 2 counts, not the most serious, but obviously they still carry some weight. How does this affect the charges in Los Angeles?
Well, we don't quite know yet, and the reason for that is the defense weeks ago, even months ago, based on the allowance of certain testimony by Judge James Burke, based on the jury that Burke allowed to be formed against defense witnesses, wishes and protestations, they said that a number of the decisions made throughout this trial were grounds for automatic appeal. I'm sure they intend to file that appeal, and that could affect when the jury trial on the 2 rape charges in Los Angeles gets underway. In addition to that, we could see other motions by the defense which will hang that up. In addition to that, of course, we've heard throughout this trial that there have been a few witnesses whose testimony was seriously called into question. Their credibility was damaged. I'm sure that will make the prosecution in Los Angeles take another look at their witness list and may decide to file amended charges. But we're a long ways away from that trial out in Los Angeles. There's still a lot to be sorted out in this trial, even though a verdict has been reached here today.
Obviously, sentencing has to happen. A lot of people wanted Harvey Weinstein to receive maximum punishment here. What's the sentiment outside the courtroom based on these charges for these 2 counts?
Well, keep in mind the verdict was just reached about 5 minutes ago. There aren't any major protests out here yet. There aren't any demonstrations. There weren't any buildup. There wasn't any buildup to this decision today by the public. It's just mainly the media out here at this point, and we're just trying to get on the air rather than formulating our own opinions about the verdict here. So I think it's the judge will let this simmer for just a bit, go back and make his own decisions about how long Weinstein he feels should spend in prison. But as we kind of sensed all along, this was the trial representing the Me Too movement. This was a trial representing the revitalization of the women's rights movement. So there's no doubt, however much Judge James Burke told the jury that this isn't a referendum on Me Too, that it's not a referendum on women's rights, there's no doubt just by human nature that it played a role in their minds in some way, even something minor. And I don't think there's any doubt, and Judge James Burke is a human being too, that doesn't play some role in his decision in the end in sentencing. And there is zero doubt that this will play a role in how the Me Too movement is viewed in terms of the future and where the women's rights movement goes in the future. They will take a look at this case and see if women feel that they are protected by the legal system, or if they feel that coming forward with accusations like this will just result in more heartache, in more damage to their reputation. Everything about the Me Too movement is viewed within the prism of this trial and the result going forward, not just the verdict today.
This trial will definitely be a cornerstone in that movement. And of course, we will continue to follow this developing news out of New York City. Mike Wagenheim, great reporting there. We'll check in soon.